Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. I'm glad you're here. Want to give a quick shout out and thank you. Thank you for all the channel members, and thank any of you guys who are coming through. Check out the content, EDC knife content if you like it. I would ask and beg you to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon. It'll really help the channel out, show YouTube that you like the content, and it'll notify you when I release updated content. So this is not a review. This is a knife that I unboxed yesterday, kind of quickly, went through it, put it in my pocket, and have been carrying it now for about 24 hours. And as I was stating yesterday in the unboxing, I have never been an OTF guy. I have never been felt like there was a need for an OTF because they were always just kind of pokey, stabby, not very utilitarian. This knife, when I saw it in Atlanta at Blade Show, I found it unique. I found it different, and I wanted to grab it when it became available. So the drop was a couple of weeks ago. They had this, I believe, in a satin and a stone wash. And the reason I'm doing this detailed overview is my understanding is there's still some of these in stock. And I think it's just a really special knife because, again, it's not converted me to where I'm going to go start collecting OTFs. But I can really appreciate this one. And I think for an EDC tool, again, I've only been using it for 24 hours, but it's been just great. You've got this fantastic aluminum milled handle. Keep it very light. That clip that works very, very well, and it's stylistically unique to EMP EDC. You've got their maker's mark right here, where on a normal knife you might have a pivot. And then you've got the deployment switch or the trigger, whatever you want to call it there. And then the hardware, I believe, is, not that I'm going to be taking this one apart. It's T8. I believe that's T8. Let's see. Where's my little, yeah, T8 hardware all the way around. And it looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 body screws. I'm assuming it comes apart that way, should you need to take it apart. But what I have really been impressed with this knife that has kind of changed the way I think about an EDC out the front knife as a daily slicer, a daily cutter, user that can also be a Slurpee saver. This Wharncliffe Magnacut blade, which is about a half hollow grind blade, really deep hollow there. You've got this really nice point. It's almost a splinter remover. I mean, you could definitely use it as a splinter remover. And then you've got this very acute swedge on the front that I think looks very nice, very well. And then you've got this swedge up here at the top of the blade that really gives the blade a very unique, elegant look. And by having that hollow grind, that deep hollow, it's surprisingly thin behind the edge for it being only a half hollow. Let's cut our air, guys. When I go to turn, I'm just a slicey knife guy, but this still has some oomph and some blade stock that is thick, and we'll look at that in just a second, that I think makes it more than just another slicer. But yeah, very impressed with the blade, with the grinds, with the grind lines. You've got horizontals here on the flat, verticals on the hollow point, or hollow point. God, that was a Freudian slip. On the hollow grind, and then you've also got verticals on the swedges. You've got nice jimping. This knife, very similarly to the, it's a little bit wider than my Zero by Mr. Designs, but it's still a very neutral grip. I mean, I can feel the pocket clip, but it's not anything that's causing me a hot spot. And when I use that choil and really crank down on the choil, it gives me takes even pressure off that the clip. The blade is very, very secure, very little side to side, which impressed me because I had heard that OTFs traditionally have a lot of side to side just because of the way they're made. I'm here to tell you this one does not. It has, you know, a tiny little bit where you can feel it in there, but nothing that's a wobble or a rattle. It's just seems to be made very, very well. I like the sharpening choil that's cut way back into this Magnacut blade here. It gives you a lot of sharpenings if you need those. For somebody who at Blade Show, I couldn't even retract it because the prototypes might have been a little stiffer. I think this button feels, for somebody like me who has a short thumb and a kind of weak thumb because I've never played with OTFs, this one is a dream to work with. I just hit the top of I hit right up here, and then I don't get as much traction from the top. So as long as I lay over where that little groove is or the little slope, it comes in and goes out like nobody's business. But yeah, guys, let's do a couple of quick size comparisons on this guy. And then I do want to check out the blade thickness for you. So I'm saying this is a medium to full size knife. More medium than full size. There it is next to, we'll do them butt to butt. A Satu with Formax with a Satu grind. And the Civivi Baby Banter. So it's about halfway between a honking Formax and a tiny Baby Banter, which doesn't tell us a lot. Let's look at it next to closer knives like a Benchmade Bug Out. Got long hair. I'm shedding. Right around the same size as the Benchmade Bug Out in my untrained eye. And then, of course, that's going to make it a good bit shorter than the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. But again, the thickness on the blade, stock thickness on the handle. So if you look at that clip, right about Benchmade Bug Out thickness. Let me get my tape measure real quick. The Javon replacement of the promotional tape measure that broke with the Javon sticker on it. I see 7.5 inches, guys. 3-inch blade. I'm going to call it right between 2 3/4 and 3-inch cutting area. A handle that is going to be a solid 4.5 inches. And then a grip here on the bottom. I'd say if you go back to here, you're looking at right at 4 inches. So if I go from here back 4 inches to here to right here. Let us check. So behind the jumps, you're at 0.1265, but you come down to 0.0140 with that hollow grind. It's very, very deep. Done very well. And then our handle's going to be at 0.46, 0.47, right in there. So what I wanted to share with you guys, and I'll do a full review on this knife after I've used it, kind of a long-term review, but my first impressions was, I initially bought it because I'm a big EMP EDC fan to support John, Jamie, EMP EDC. Not sure, like I even said in the unboxing, if I'd even be able to retract it with my thumb strength. But since I've had it now for going on 24 hours, and it's all I've been carrying, slicing stuff up with, opening some Amazon packages and whatnot, I really think it is a bad, mad win. For those of you that like OTFs, that have tried Microtex, you've tried some of the other brands, Axle. This is unique. This might not be your blade style, kind of a sheep's foot blade. I just can highly recommend it if it's your jam. Now again, it wasn't my jam. I initially took a chance on it to support my buddies, John and Jamie, EMP EDC. I love their designs. But once I got it in my hand, I can honestly say I am a big fan of this knife. And I'm not going to go buy other EMP EDC, or excuse me, I'm not going to go buy Microtech and other out the fronts because I'm just now all of a sudden enamored with the out the front action. But I am very excited to see how this Pulse OTF evolves and what other blades might come down the road and what John might do with it. He might not do anything with it. I don't know. I just, it's really opened my eyes. Again, EMP EDC has, I think, overshot the bar, done a great job, and brought a knife to market that I'd not seen anything really like. I love the stylistic opening in the hole, which is on every EMP EDC. A lot of people say, why would you have that there? You can't actuate it. Style. I say just style. Just, you know what it is when you see it if you're an EMP EDC guy or gal. Guys, thank you for taking the time. Whoops, let's wet, because it is surprisingly, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to blow a little tippy hair off there. 3.95 ounces. And that was what we decided, a 3 1/4 inch blade for a solid, out the front, well-made Magnacut blade. I think that is well within the range of what I would consider acceptable. And if it was any lighter, I might think it would feel cheap, but it doesn't. It feels solid. It feels just like a good, solid tool. And I'm stoked to own it, stoked to share it with you guys as I do some, live with it more, experience more, find out more about it. But I wanted to throw this up here. And it'll go up Saturday morning because I know these are currently in stock. And if any of you guys have been on the fence wondering about it, it's kind of what you wanted, but you just weren't sure, it surprised me. And I'm a fan, and that is my objective truth. Guys, I love you all. I appreciate you coming and checking out my content. It means the world to me to have y'all support. All I ask is if you'll please look out for that guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.